Hello, you're watching a coffee blog. Today's video is about a coffee refractometer DiFluid R2 Extract. I will explain how it helps to brew better coffee and how to use it. First of all, good coffee has a balanced taste, so that is not too acidic or bitter. If coffee is brewed incorrectly, you may not feel the flavors that are mentioned on a coffee bag. Luckily for us, coffee has a standard, the golden cup, so it is possible to adjust your recipe to have full satisfaction from a beverage, and the refractometer will help us make it as efficient as possible. Around 30% of weight of a coffee bean is what we can dissolve in water. This process is called extraction. If we extract all 30%, coffee might taste bad, too little, and we're just wasting its potential. But wait, how do we measure this extraction? Well, first we need to measure another value using the refractometer. It's called TDS, Total Dissolved Solids, which is the concentration of our coffee. Instead of assessing the subjective parameter, which is the taste, you will see the real picture in numbers. Because sometimes it is unclear, is something wrong with the coffee or the recipe? The taste might be just weird, and you will not know where the problem is. Given the fact that people quite often can't say correctly if coffee is bitter or sour, or even both, we really do need numbers. With the refractometer, our goal when brewing the coffee is to be in this square, which is called the golden cup. According to the Specialty Coffee Association, it is a cup of coffee which has a TDS between 1.15 and 1.45%, and extraction between 18 and 22%. So you brew a coffee, measure TDS, taste it, and then adjust the recipe if needed. If you see that extraction is under 18%, you clearly may extract more next time. And if extraction is good but TDS isn't, you will know that it's better to adjust the ratio or dilute coffee with water, while understanding exactly how much water you will need. Let's start from the brand itself. DiFluid stands for Digitize Fluid and focused on smart coffee devices, which elevates your brewing experience. Because it's important to judge coffee not just by taste, but also evaluate the brew result scientifically using data. That way it is more efficient. Especially if you are not sure about how a really good coffee should taste like. It has a nice package, well organized inside. It comes with a metal spoon and leather pouch with a carrying strap, and a USB-C cable for charging built-in battery. The spoon is way better than a pipette, because it's easier to clean, especially after measuring TDS of espresso. As for the device itself, it is tiny. Really great feature is rubber legs, so that it won't slide even on a glass surface. It turns on in under 3 seconds, which feels instant. Display is high quality and the resolution is great. Very detailed and easy to read. The brightness can be adjusted using the app. Connection to a phone is super easy and intuitive. And you can see a small icon appear on the refractometer to confirm the connection. Right away I needed to update the firmware, which took like 20 minutes. And after that it's time to calibrate it, because otherwise it may show false results. You simply add clean water into a dish, do short and then long press, and now it's ready to use. Here you just feel the dose of coffee and weight of an espresso, and measure the TDS. For this you need a clean sample of coffee without crema. So when taking the sample, blow on a crema. And after pouring into the measuring dish, if there is some crema, take it off using the bottom of the spoon. After measurement, it will show you the extraction and TDS. And say, is coffee under-extracted or over-extracted? Knowing this, recipe adjustment will be much faster. The process is simple and pretty fast. Let's do it properly. Enter the dose of coffee that you've used for brewing. Most practical way is to weigh an empty server and fill this special field, carafe cup weight. And after brewing, weigh the coffee with the server. Fill the measuring dish using a spoon and click Measure in the app. It will measure TDS of your sample. Then click Extraction and enter Yield. I'm filling the total weight since I've used carafe cup weight. And it shows the yield, which is the mass of our coffee. After this, it will show your result on a graph with calculated extraction. As for the measurement, pay attention to the temperature which it shows, because the most accurate measurements will be when coffee is cooled down under 30 degrees Celsius. Just be sure to make a couple of measurements. Our goal is to see a stable number for 2 times in a row. It is also important to mix the coffee before measurement, because there could be layers with different concentration. I will make a separate practical video about taste adjustment using a refractometer. Golden Cup has a pretty wide range for a reason. Each coffee is unique and everyone has their own taste preferences. So be sure to play with TDS and extraction. Some coffee might be better when TDS is lower. First of all, you can store your recipes here. I personally do it because it's very convenient. And it also has this preset on the main page. That way, you don't need to enter all the parameters every time. Another great feature, you can fill this preset with the data from your recipe. To save your recipe after brewing, click Done. And then you can add some notes. Overall, the app is really great and absolutely usable. It contains only necessary functions. And it's easy to share the recipe with someone. It is rated as IP67, so you can wash it underwater, which is great because you are working with liquids. And because of accuracy of 0.03% TDS, measurements are reliable. So you can be sure that the numbers that you are seeing are correct. Overall quality of the product and approach to creating a helpful device is even better than I expected. And in practice, the results of measurements correspond to the taste, which is the most important thing. It really does help to adjust the recipe and make it quite fast. And saves your time in the search for a great recipe when the issue with the coffee itself. It is easy to incorporate it into your brewing routine, and it's really fun to use. That's it for today. Remember, coffee could be different. When you go into previous page, like you don't have previous results, or don't you? You can just tap here and click this icon and it reads the log, so it saves the history of measurements. And now we can choose our measurement with time, date and even correct it.